Hi guys, welcome to another video. So today we are on day 5. Today we will be looking at two things: reviewing and adjusting transaction and customizing reports. I have gone through most of these areas, including day 6 as well, while I was explaining the stuff on the top. So without further ado, we'll just get started. It's pretty easy. It's nothing. So I think you've done most of the learning. It's just that the tiny tad bits that you need to know here. And in terms of your learning modules, here is you are at reviewing and adjusting transactions. Just it doesn't take much time, and then customizing reports. So today at day 5, I am including both this, and then in day 6, I'm going to touch base on these two, and then we have completed, right? So in terms of review and transactions, there are certain things that you need to know. First thing is find and recode. So that feature, how it works is you go on accounting and you go to advanced, and there is an option here called find and recode. I'll just quickly show you. Go on to advanced, find and recode. I've already started it. So click on that. So I just completed a find and recode transaction. So this is the summary. I try to change one of the transaction here to a different account, and I will just show you another one here. So just click on find and recode. So these are things like, let's say while you are recoding from the bank, as I showed you earlier, and then there are certain transactions where you have allocated to wrong accounts, or maybe certain invoices you wanted to look and change that invoice to another person and make certain changes or things like that, right? So the first thing you do is you'd say all find transaction like that match all of the following condition, and the condition is you say it's a bank account, and which bank account is it? It's the main business bank account, and then search. You get all the transaction for that financial year from your business bank account, and from here you can select all the transaction and you can do the recoding. So that will just recode to a different account or a different person. Okay, so for me, for now, this is the task that I did previously. So I wanted to change it to account, and I wanted to just take up all the cleaning. Okay, you search cleaning. So we've got these bills coming up, and yeah, so we've got two bills for cleaning. So for 170.50. So if you go on the profit and loss for the last financial year, so that's the other two cleaning fees, which is 310. So these two, May and June, because that's last financial year, and these two are for new financial year. So what I want to do is, let's say cleaning for the previous financial year had about 200 transactions. So I can't just go individually and transfer to a different code. So in this scenario, what I'll do is without posting a manual journal, I'll try to recode it straight up. So which would save a lot, which is a batch transaction. But for this scenario, we've got only a few because this is a demo company. I want to move that cleaning 310 to, where shall we move that? So we've got a round off figure in rent. So we will just add it to rent. Let's just say that the landlord charged cleaning fees, what he did for our services. So how do you ideally do that is click on the transactions you wanted to recode. There's two ways. You could recode with manual journals or source transaction. So I'd go with source transactions. That's the primary source it will change. Manual journals is what I was going through previously. Okay, source journals. So it's asking the contact person, ABC, or whoever is the landlord is, and then we wanted to code it to rent. And the tax rate is there is GST on expenses, because all of this has, so rent also should potentially have. And review, and it's asking for a confirmation, confirm. So because it's two transactions, now the status here says it's complete. Well, once that's completed, come up here to an update. So you don't have that 310 as a cleaning fee. Instead, that has come through to rent. You could just see the transaction reports how it is populated. So if you come down, that what's that figure? Yeah, so these two ABC payable invoice, it comes up as 155 and 155, and not as a manual journal. You still can see the breakdown. So that's how find and recode works. And a little bit of reports. So there are a number of reports that you could run. So there's a report called account transactions. I'll just go through that a little bit. And so we saw aged receivables, balance sheet, profit and loss, aged payables. And this is the activity statement. This is called the GST that's involved. And there's so many financial performance reports that you can run as a business owner to check where your performance is, the variance, the budget, and all of that. So some of the reports we just went through. We don't need to go through all the reports. Everything is not necessary. Do not stress on this much. I don't know how, being working for more than 5 years, there are certain reports that not even necessary. I don't know why is it there for. Maybe there is a use for it, but I have never used it, so neither will you. So do not stress about all the reports, what's in here. You will only need a certain bit. Yeah, so these are all payroll related. You'll come and learn this later. Reconciliation is the account reconciliation, the bank reconciliation, and bank summary, inventory reports, trial balance. Okay, so there's another report here is GL summary, general ledger summary, which gives you a lot of information about the movement that happened with that financial year. So I'll open that as well. And GL detail with all the details in it. This is just a summary of the account, how much the movement on the base account, and GL summary will have the movement on top and then all the figures underneath so as to equal where how did we get to that figure? Okay, so here, so this is the last financial year. So let's just go with this financial year. No, actually, last financial year. We haven't selected any accounts to look for. Okay, so I'm very skeptical. I wanted to know what these in purchases. So you go on purchases. Okay, this is the purchases what we recorded. Okay, you have all the transactions. This is how you view all the transactions to a certain account. Client consulting and accounting. So we've got Xero payables there. And you can create multiple accounts as well, and you can just see the drawdown. So office expenses, we've got heaps, and then this is the credit note. Remember guys, I just ran a credit note, so it's a refund. And yeah, so this is how you will look for certain reports. And this is the activity statement I was talking about earlier, how you would ideally need to set up the simpler, the full BAS and all of that. Save and continue, and then you can start lodging BAS. Let me just go and see. Okay, so it's just a scenario here. When the times come for the assets, you can lodge it. So this is a GL summary. So it shows the net movement. So you could check the movement for that, for this particular month. So you could tell, yeah, so accounts payable is about 5,200, accounts receivable 34,000, and the bank's negative. And if you could categorize it like this, for all the expenses, you can see all the expenses here, all the fixed assets and the revenue that has happened. And also you could use this feature to export to Excel, PDF, or any such. And yeah, so that's all about the reports customization. And also you could compare with different years. So you could compare for 2 years, or because we don't have any previous financial year, we got one. Yeah, so previous financial year, the maximum you could do is 4, which then gives you a 5-year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-year frame. So you pretty much know what's going on in the past and for that particular account as well. So you could do that. Yeah, so that's about the reports that you would need to know. So just get yourself reviewing adjusting transaction, and then there's manual transactions as well, which I have shown you earlier how to post manual journals, and then customizing and the usage of reports. So that's about day 5, and for day 6, I'll walk you through these two, which is pretty easy. So that's all you gotta know, guys, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one.